A new crossover skin revealed? Let's begin. I'll quickly brush over what we got last week. So last week we got the new hide and seek mode that I got to test out on my live stream. I wasn't too impressed, but maybe you guys really enjoyed it. In this mode, you had to go and transform into different items to kind of hide around the map, and then hunters would use their abilities to be able to find you and then be able to eliminate you. And if even one survivor managed to survive until the time runs out, of course the survivors win. There was also a mini event where you could receive rewards by completing different missions in this hide and seek mode. You could get a portrait and more rewards. They made a small change to Entomologist where she would still be revealed to the hunter due to her external trait called Fragrance that reveals her whenever she disappears behind a wall for a couple of seconds, even when the hunter is nearby. They also added Aeroplanist to rank, so I'm sure that you guys have already got some badges if you guys are Aeroplanist fans. I haven't seen that many people playing him though. That's really all we got last week, so let's talk about what we're getting this week. This week we're getting the Chinese Valentine's Day known as Let's Enjoy the Starry Summer Night event. Very catchy. We can call it LETSSN for short. I don't really know. This event is themed around the Psychologist and Patient S tier skins that we got, I think, last year or the previous year. What we're going to be getting for this event is, of course, some event quests where you'll be able to get 2 different rewards and more. I'm assuming fragments and clues and stuff. These different rewards are one portrait called Beneath the Stars and another portrait called Eternal Night Star. These both are portraits connected to the S tier skins, one for Patient and one for Psychologist. I'm unsure if they'll give us any other rewards. Usually they're just minor rewards if they do give us anything else, but this event also brings some stuff to the store. As I just mentioned, this event is themed around the S tier skins for Psychologist and Patient, and of course those are going to be returning to the store. That means we're getting the return of Psychologist's Everlasting Night skin and Patient's skin that's called Luminary. So you'll be able to purchase those for the normal prices. But there is a new thing that they're adding to this event, and this is something that wasn't around at the original time that these skins were released, and those are 2 A tier accessories. One of them is the A tier accessory for Psychologist called Night Star, and the other one is the A tier accessory for Patient called Stargazer. They are themed around, of course, these 2 S tier skins. They have some very cool starry effects. There is a video that released on the Identity 5 Twitter, and you can see that they have very cool looking effects. At least better than Patient's original A tier that came out when he was released. That was a really bad accessory that I have myself, and it doesn't even look like it does anything. You'll of course be able to purchase these 2 accessories separately, or you'll be able to buy them together for echoes in a package if you want to. I believe they will be individually available for fragments. That's not the only thing that's returning to the store though, or being added to the store I guess technically, because we're also getting the return of Photographer's A tier accessory Tenderness that you'll be able to purchase, and 2 pets that you guys are very familiar with, and those are Frecky and Gary that have returned multiple times in the past. They usually come around the time of Valentine's, so I guess they come around Valentine's Day in our side of the world and then Valentine's Day in China as well. What's coming from the future? Quite a few reveals for things that are coming in the future, and a couple of things that have been kind of leaked as far as we can tell. First, the biggest thing that I think most people are excited for is the S tier accessory for Perfumer called Flower Forgettance that is arriving on August 24th. This is the accessory that's meant to match the SS skin for Perfumer that came out 2 years ago now, I think, or 2.5 years ago. This is the skin that was available in the Penrose Maze that you had to spend like $300 or $400 to be able to get. Of course, now they've given her an S tier accessory to go along with it, so I can imagine this will be coming out in the Penrose Maze and not in the store itself. It will probably have some very special effects if we're kind of taking into consideration the effects that came along with the S tier accessory for Priestess that came out with her SS skin, so I'm pretty sure it will be very fancy indeed, very flashy, very bright. We had a look at a crossover that was mentioned quite a while back, but we had no idea what it was going to bring because this crossover was with a lake, if you guys remember me mentioning this, and that lake is the Hangzhou West Lake Scenic Area, and it's going to have a crossover skin that's coming out, and it's an S tier skin for Gardener named After the Rain. It's a very interesting looking S tier. It kind of looks like Gardener, but it doesn't at the same time. It's very interesting indeed. I'm wondering what this crossover will bring, if it's just going to be this S tier, if there's going to be an event, or if they're going to be other rewards, because that would be very nice. They haven't revealed any A tier accessory, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to reveal one soon. This is something that I think was leaked and not exactly revealed. I'm unsure if it was revealed by NetEase, but it wasn't revealed in our server at least. And this is that they're going to be adding some new pieces of furniture to the store. I believe it's going to be the normal store, and that is the S tier furniture piece that is a swing, like we already have, but this is a 2-person swing. They could be added to the Penrose Maze because they do look like they could be related to the SS skins in the theme, but I don't really know. There's also an 80th furniture piece that is a table. I'm unsure if it will do anything else that's special, but it looks quite cool. It has like weird tentacles in the middle, but don't know. This week we also had Cheerleader's story video released. We got to see that she's related to the upcoming map that is the horse racing map that is coming sometime this summer or whenever Ashes of Memory Part 2 is supposed to arrive. That was meant to arrive at the beginning of summer and then it never happened. NetEase doesn't seem to do very well with releasing their own story events on time. Whenever we get this Ashes of Memory Part 2 event, then we will be probably getting this new map that is connected to Cheerleader's story. So maybe she will be in the story as well. The same way that we had Composer in Part 1, who knows? And as Cheerleader is right around the corner, we are slowly approaching Season 28 that's supposed to arrive in 2 weeks' time, so we're getting really close to her release and of course her essence with her S tier skin and the new map that's coming to the Chasing Shadow mode, so that's very exciting indeed. And speaking of new characters, maybe you were wondering what would an AI create if it managed to create a new character? Check out the video that's on the screen right now if you want to see exactly what an AI thought of.